Is it working? All right. Welcome to week 4. You should have now gotten your essay back. And so when you did, you're going to see something like this. This is a sample. Let me make sure there's no names on it before I show it to you. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so you're going to look at something like this. I have five criteria that I grade on. Focus. This is going to be your thesis. I'm going to grade your thesis on that. Your content. That's going to be the information that you provide in your paragraphs. You can't see me, can you? Fix that. Fix it. There we go. Okay. The content is going to be the information you put in the paragraphs. The organization is going to be how well you structure your essay. Expression is going to be the word choice you pick. So if you have a big string of words that you can just kind of delete or replace with, maybe 1 or 2 words, that's expression. Mechanics is everything you think mechanics is. It's like grammar, punctuation, spelling, all that good stuff. So I'll circle it on yours. I'll kind of move this around wherever I feel like it should go. If it's a 3, then I'll put it in the middle. If it's a 6, I'll put it, wherever it needs to go. Now I forgot where this one was. There we go. Then once you scroll down, you're going to see your name, not sample. And this one, we'll say number 1, not number 2. I don't know why hers says number 2. But anyways, then I'll kind of write the numeric score. So if you're up here and you're like, is this a 6 or an 8? It's a 7. So you can look on here and kind of check that out. It'll be at a 50. So this one is 80%. Basically what I do is I add these up, and 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 7 plus 9, that's 40 out of 50, and then I double it for an 80%. Now, down here, I explain why I took off whatever points. So this particular person, you can kind of look at focus. As for things to work on, try to be a bit more clear regarding the moral within the thesis. And so a lot of people, actually, that's a good point. Apparently this is a common issue. Make sure that you focus on the moral of the story. So if you're telling me, let's say that your story is, Hansel and Gretel. They go out into the forest and they're leaving little breadcrumbs behind as they're being abducted. And the moral of the story, I guess, would be to not trust strangers. Well, make sure you emphasize what the moral of your story is. Don't just tell us a story and then, us being the readers, don't just tell us a story and then hope that we figure it out. And then the same thing goes for everything else. I'll give you something for content, for organization, expression, mechanics. The only way I won't give you something back is if you get a 10. Because if you get a 10, that means you did everything right in that section. And not much for me to tell you. So, your essay also should look like this. It'll have all this stuff all over the side. These are my comments. And so, for instance, this person did a pretty good job with MLA formatting. So, take note. Because if yours doesn't look like this, then you may have a screw up with your MLA formatting. And you can kind of see where I type stuff in. This stuff will actually be in red whenever you get it. I started changing things a little bit. But anyways, and then I'll strike through stuff that gets deleted. So that's what you should receive back. So now this week, it's time to move on to the next writing project. So you just get done writing one essay, now it's time to start writing another. So click on this, writing project 2. Now this is an analysis essay. The easiest way to understand what an analysis is to know that analysis means to break something down into its parts. I mean, there's a whole video that I kind of explain all this, but to kind of give you a synopsis, analysis just means to break something down into parts. So think about your issue. You have an issue, abortion. What are the parts of the problem that make up this big problem? Okay? If you have gun legislation, if gun laws is a problem, what parts make up that problem? That's really what you're looking at here. What are the parts that make up the issue that you wrote your story about? 3 to 4 pages again. Let's see, 3 relevant sources this time. So we haven't used sources in the past because yours was, it was your story, so you didn't have to cite yourself. But times are changing, so now it's time to use 3 sources as well. And we'll talk about that. So don't freak out if you've never used sources or you have been a long time since you used sources. I'll go over that. Let's see, every day. Right, so this side, the emphasis here is for you to break it down into 2 sides of an argument. So not just necessarily random parts, but what are the 2 primary sides of the argument? So abortion would be pro-life, pro-choice. Gun laws would be pro-gun laws, anti-gun laws. Whatever that might be, whatever the 2 main sides are of your issue, that's going to be kind of the focus of your essay here. And then down here, this kind of breaks down what we're doing. Topic choice, you'll do that this week, I believe. What is this, week September 11 through 17. So again, note, if you're in the future, because I'm using these videos over and over and over again. So if these dates don't correspond with your week 4, it's still week 4. Just plug them into whatever date it is. So this week, in week 4, you'll have your topic choice due, whatever the date may be. Next week, in week 5, you'll do Works Cited. We'll talk about that next week. And also next week, well, with the Works Cited, you'll do what's called a quote burger. I'll explain that next week in week 5. Week 6 is a rough draft, and then week 7 is the final draft. So it's kind of the same way that it was built in the Writing Project 1 in the first 3 weeks of this course, but now there's 4 weeks instead of 3 weeks. So you get 4 weeks to write your essay rather than just 3, which I think is pretty good. That's a month to write an essay. that's a good while, especially since like most people wait until like the night before and they're like busting out 5 pages in a couple hours. Alright, so back to week 4. Let's see here. Once you do that, take a look at the analysis essay guidelines. That stuff that I was talking about, we're breaking down your issue into parts and into 2 sides. I'm going to really go into it there. I'm going to really get into it. Choosing. Oh, this is how to do the homework, because your homework is to do a topic choice right here. Please submit 3 topics. So 3 potential topics. So if you're looking at abortion, it might be kind of difficult because you could do pro-life, pro-choice, but what other sides are there? There may be more than just 2 sides. There could be, I don't know, abortion's kind of tough. If that's the case, if you come up with one where you can't quite come up with 3 topics that you might consider, just use different issues. So you might do abortion, pro-life, pro-choice, gun laws, pro-gun laws, anti-gun laws, I don't know, immigration, pro-immigration laws, anti-immigration laws, whatever it is. Just in some form or fashion, give me 3 things. That way I know that you're considering other options than just convenience. So do that, and whenever you do that, kind of structure it like this. What I would do is I would just copy, and then I would just paste it, and then I would just answer the question. So topic 1, oh, I already did it there. Ha! Oh, this is kind of goofy. Oops. There we go. I don't know, so I would just copy and paste it and just fill it in exactly like I have here. So if yours is abortion, argument 1, pro-life, and then kind of explain that to me a little bit. Pro-life, keeping the fetus under all circumstances. And that's actually a good way. If you have trouble figuring out 3 topics, this is the way you could go. You could say pro-life, where they keep under all circumstances, or you could do pro-life, keep under some circumstances. There we go. And then for topic choice 2, you could then say abortion again. Dang, why are these so far off? Anyways. And now here, you could say pro-life, just generally doing your best to keep the fetus alive, whatever that may be, just kind of a general pro-life idea. But then also, now to make it different from the first one, because now you can do this one where you give mothers a choice, and that's the pro-life versus pro-choice. And then you need a third one. Then you could still say abortion, and now maybe what you could do is go the route of pro-choice. How about this? You could do another pro-life, and then no abortions after, was it 12 weeks? Is that? I think it's 12 weeks. Whenever you can see, there's a pretty good argument out there. I mean, I'm not saying that I necessarily agree with it, but I don't have really a rebuttal against this. That some people say that the way that you measure someone's dead is there's no electrical impulses in the brain. There's nothing going on up there. There's no electricity, no electrical, no sign of life up there. And so some people say that what's the opposite of that? Well, whenever electrical impulses start going through the brain, and so at that point I think it was 12 weeks. And so that could be this. And then you could, I mean, there's a wide spectrum. You can just say pro-life, no abortions, or yes, abortions after 12 weeks. And so it's two sides of the argument, and you could make a million different options there. So this, I guess, would topic, it says topic option 1, but realistically to me that is 3 topics right there. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. Just I want 2 sides to an argument. That's what I consider a topic. So this would be one topic, this would be another topic, this would be another topic. Okay, so that's the assignment for there. I go into that in more detail here. And then we get into actually writing the thesis. Which again I go over the SOAR acronym, which I noticed a lot of people didn't quite watch that video. You should probably go back and watch that video if you haven't, because I did cover this in week 2. But if you missed that video, at least watch this one, because this I go over the SOAR acronym again, and then I go over how to actually structure your paper in the Writing Project 2 outline. And then here's an assignment from the book, the Reading Textbook. So you'll get on page 70 and 127. That's not 70 through 127. That's, well, at least I don't think so. I don't think it is. Either way, I want you to read these 2 essays and then post an answer of 250, well, 200 to 250 words, where you analyze the issues that are discussed in one of the essays with regards to today's social context. What elements would you choose to compare and stress? So what we're talking about there is you look at, these were written quite some time ago, with especially this one with some civil rights stuff going on. Think about that in light of what kind of civil rights stuff's going on today. And if you were going to write an essay, if you were analyzing the issue, so like if you were going to write an analysis essay on the issue that's happening in Letters from Birmingham Jail, for example, what elements would you talk about in comparison to today's social structure? So if you talked about civil rights, how would you compare civil rights to the era when Letters from Birmingham Jail were written compared to now? So that is week 4 in a nutshell, and I will be back in just one moment, and I will give you also the week 5 outline. But anyways, that's what I got for you right now. Let me know if you need anything during the week. Of course, email, phone call, text. I try to get back to you guys with priority, since you guys don't ever see me but via video. So if you text me, call me, email me, I get back to you guys first above all my other in-classroom classes. You can actually see them just about every day. So anyways, good luck this week. I think it's relatively easy. I was going to say you're going to need it, but I don't think so. I think this is relatively easy this week. If you're having trouble, let me know and I'll be able to get you through it. Anyways, see you next week.